Hey guys, it's Erin. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, and welcome to episode 1 of my podcast. This is the first podcast episode ever. So, some of this podcast is going to be obviously about an introduction to the podcast, what's going to be on this podcast, things like that, why I started it. And then a lot of it is going to be on doing stuff by yourself and trying new things, especially since it's getting close to the new year. So, let's just get straight into it. So Loki, I don't know if you guys have probably seen them, but on TikTok there's loads of videos where it's like, I swear if one more thing happens, like in my life, or one more thing happens to me or something, I'm starting a podcast. I just took that a bit too seriously, I think. But I feel like I generally have so many like fun stories to tell, so why not tell them on a podcast? I already have a YouTube channel that I upload on, so not only was a YouTube channel something that I wanted to start, but a podcast was also something that I wanted to start. And obviously I started my YouTube channel earlier this year. But I thought a podcast, like, you need at least two people, obviously. A podcast is two people talking to each other. So I waited for years to start my YouTube channel, even though I could start my YouTube channel by myself. But a podcast, I was like, it needs at least two people to talk to, kind of bounce off people, if not more. Like, some podcasts have like 4 or 5 people. So I've always wanted to start a podcast, and I scoured all my friends, and for a few months I looked high and low to find someone who would be willing to start a podcast with me. However, it's not really my friends' interests, and some people I just don't think it would work with. And so I decided, why not try and do this myself? And the thing is, I could spend pretty much years waiting for someone to do this podcast with me, and I probably would never start it, or I could just start it now. So I guess this isn't really a podcast because it's just one person on it, aka me, but it's more like a talk show. And I think if I had one takeaway from 2025, it would be to be more confident in doing stuff by yourself, and being more okay with kind of like your own company. And this is your sign. If you want to do something, it could literally be anything, but you don't have someone to do it with, or you don't want to go alone. Literally, just go and do it alone. The worst thing that can happen is you don't enjoy it, but at least you tried it. And I think I've really come to the realization recently that the last thing I want to happen is that when I'm older and I'm not as able to do things like I am now anymore, I have a whole list of things left of things that I wanted to do in my life, but I never actually did. And I just imagine me being like 70, 80 years old, and I had just have a massive list of things that I didn't do because I didn't want to do them by myself, or things that I wish I did. And so yeah, this is your sign. As I said, if you want to do anything but no one will do it with you, or you don't have anyone to do it with you, do it alone. I actually enjoy doing stuff alone. I know a lot of people don't, but I think it is really important to become comfortable with doing stuff alone, because at the end of the day, I know there is a big possibility this podcast and this YouTube channel won't go anywhere. However, at least when I'm older, I still have it for the memories. I've learned a lot of skills from it. Um, but most importantly, when I'm older, the last thing I want to say is that when I was younger, when I was a teenager, one of my biggest dreams that I wanted to do was start a YouTube channel, and podcasts and things like that, and I just never did it. So here I am doing that. And even though this may seem like a small thing to other people, for me, this is like a big thing because I was planning to spend ages, pretty much forever, waiting for someone to do this with, and I knew that I probably never would. So this will never have happened, but here I am by myself talking to the air. I hope people are still listening, but I don't know. And if someone asked me what my life motto was, I would literally just say the quote, "You only live once," because that is literally it. Whenever I'm going to do something and I'm like a bit iffy about it, I'm like, "You only live once." And it's just so true. If you don't do what you want to do in this life, you don't get another chance to do them again. And that's a hard thing to understand. You only get one life. So make it the life in your head. Obviously, you can't be unreasonable, always have backup plans and stuff like that. But do the things you want to do. Try and make your life into the dream life that you're having in your head. the worst thing that could happen is that some of your dreams might not happen. But at the end of the day, at least you tried them. And the best thing that could happen is that they do happen. And then you'll be living your dream life. And even if some of these dreams, you try them and they fail, a lot of the time they still bring life lessons. For example, this YouTube channel, I may not have the biggest amount of subscribers, watch time, things like that. However, I've learned a lot of skills, editing skills. I would not have known how to make a thumbnail and edit a YouTube video before. I've honestly come to learn a lot about myself. I've got videos online that I can look back at now, even though I've only had this YouTube channel for about like 4 months. Looking back now on some of my first videos is still like a really cool feeling for me, even though it wasn't that long ago, because 4 months ago I was still in secondary school. Now I'm in college and I have a completely different set of friends, and it's just really interesting, honestly, to see how my life has changed in only the 4 months that I've been doing this. So I can't imagine what it's going to be like looking back at this when I'm like 20 years old plus and just kind of seeing what my life was like, honestly. And I'm excited to see where I am going to be when I'm like 20 years old. But this podcast, I guess, it's just going to be me kind of like talking into the air. I don't really think it's going to have a specific topic. It'll depend kind of what goes on in my life at specific points, I guess. So I can do one about like high school stories, friendship drama around Christmas. I can do things about that. Maybe I was planning to do a Christmas tradition one. I can do things about life lessons and stuff like that. I was going to do a 2025 recap one. But I enjoy when I'm doing my work and stuff to put a podcast on in the background or watch a podcast or just listen to someone yap in the background. So if you're someone that might enjoy that, then maybe this podcast is for you. And I said this in multiple of my other videos, but the main reason I started a YouTube channel, except for myself, memories for me, and for my enjoyment, is because I love watching YouTube. If I've had a sad day, a sad week, or whatever, I put on my favourite YouTubers and it just gives me something to laugh about. Kind of an escape thing. And so if one of my videos, one of my podcasts can make someone's day even a little bit better, then that'll make me happy. And I would love to just kind of create a safe space on the internet where there's no judgment and people can message me, watch my videos. And if you aren't in a great place in your life right now, or if you're having a bad day, a bad week, or you just want to talk about someone or talk to someone, my comment section is always open. You can also private message me. I'll put my Instagram and TikTok in the description. But I'm always open for a good talk if anyone ever needs one. I guess this video is just kind of an introduction to the podcast. I guess I threw a few quotes out there. Also, if you've been thinking that I sound weird this whole podcast, trust me, this is not how my voice normally sounds, and this will not be how it sounds in some of my other videos and in the future podcast episodes. I currently have the flu, which, if you live in England, you know pretty much everyone here has now. And the annoying thing is, I know exactly who gave me it. So basically, I go to college, as some of you that watch my other videos will know. But in one of my classes, there's this girl that sits next to me, and all week she was sick. She was off multiple days. She was like sniffling all lessons, which, first of all, she needs to learn what a tissue is, no offence. But in that lesson, even though she knew she was like really sick and she had the flu and stuff, she kept grabbing, like she was touching all my stuff, and she wanted to check how I worked out specific questions. So she kept grabbing my like question answer book, and she was coughing all over it, touching all of it, and she was coughing all over me. Like she does not know how to cover her mouth. And so I literally know exactly where I got the flu from. And that, honestly, I feel like that makes it more annoying. I think I'd rather not know how I got it because now I have regrets. A lot of regrets. I wish I was facing the other way the whole lesson. Can we normalise not going to school if you're sick? Because at least at my school, the teachers always say, even if you're sick, try and come in, because they want the attendance up. But the thing is, if you don't come in when you're sick, then no one else is going to get sick. But if the people that are sick are coming in because the school are telling them to come in, or they're getting punished for their attendance, then they're getting like half of the year sick, and then half of the year are going to be off. Doesn't that make it like 10 times worse for the school? And not only that, but obviously people are sick as well. People don't want to be sick. It saves the people from getting sick, it saves the schools. Like, I don't understand the what the fuck's it called? The brain cells, the background. I don't under oh the thought. I don't understand the thought behind like the schools trying to get people to come in even when they're sick. It just makes everyone else sick, and also including the teachers. And the teachers are like the foundation. You need the teachers obviously in a school. But anyway, obviously, this is the introduction video to the podcast, so there's not really kind of like a topic today, or it might not be particularly as interesting as some of the others I'm planning because I've not got specific events or things to talk about. But I would love to hear your guys' advice if you've got any videos you want me to make, like in my actual YouTube videos or on this podcast, any themes, put them in the comments. I'll definitely be able to do them. I already have a few ideas. Let me know about the sound from this microphone. This is literally a really cheap Let me know what you guys think about this microphone. Obviously, this is honestly a really cheap microphone that I got off Amazon. But if you guys would prefer it without the microphone, things like that, I'm just trying to get everything straight so that the podcast looks good. You guys, or at least if only a few people watch this, that's fine. But if a few people watch this enjoy it, I'm trying to make it kind of how they would like it. So I want some audience input. Also I was thinking of getting something to make the background more aesthetic. I was thinking of a fairy light. I feel like that'd be super cute, and then instead of using the main light we can use like that light there and then put fairy lights in the back so it's more like cozy and stuff. But anyways, this podcast episode obviously isn't going to be as long as some of the others because this is mainly just supposed to be an introduction. If you made it this far in the video, then first of all, I just want to say I appreciate you more than you will ever know. And your homework for this week is to do one thing by yourself, something that you might not have otherwise done. And the truth is, no one cares as much as you think. No one is more embarrassed about what you are doing more than you. You are your own biggest critic. Whether it is joining a club by yourself, even just going on a walk by yourself, going out to eat by yourself, I promise you, no one is judging you as much as you are. And if people are judging you at all, then that is a them problem and not a you problem. At the end of the day, you live once, and everyone in this world is going to die, and no one is going to remember you. And that is the truth. So why not do what makes you happy and what you want to do? So yeah, your homework is to go out this week and do one thing by yourself. If you want, let me know in the comments the thing you did at the end of the week or whenever you do it by yourself. That would honestly make my day. But yeah, that's pretty much the end. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. It really does help out the channel, and check out my other videos if you think this is something that you would like. Obviously there'll be a few podcast episodes coming out. This is not going to be a really regular thing though. Probably once every month, maybe once every fortnight. Currently I upload twice a week on YouTube. So I upload once on Wednesday and once on Saturday, and then I also upload shorts in between. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like the video. Leave a comment down below for future videos, ideas that you have for the podcast, even names for the podcast, because I've been trying to think of a name, even though it doesn't have like its specific own channel. I've been trying to think of a name for the individual podcast itself. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time, either in my other videos or in the next time that I talk into the void. Always remember to be happy and stay delusional.